There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans. This ensures that you don't lose your full benefit during challenging financial moments. Prudential. Always listening, always understanding.
I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond Mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond Mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
My father was my mentor from childhood. He was a contestant in the 1996 edition. And so he used to make me watch the quiz. That time I think it was 3 contestants per school. And then one day I watched one contest, it was Prempeh versus St. Louis. And we were beaten, so I think it was quite a pain to me. So I wanted to do it for the school and win. So it was my idea and then my dream to enter into Prempeh College and win the quiz.
Undoubtedly, The National Science and Math Quiz has done a lot for the student body in Ghana. Over 500 schools from all over the country are represented by 3 students each at the regional and national levels of the competition. The competition compels students to widen their scope of study beyond the syllabus. The teachers go to all lengths to find the appropriate materials for the students to solve some sample past questions. For the teachers, whether their schools get to the finals or not is not the only aim. A good performance by the students who make up the team in the West Africa Senior Secondary Certificate Examinations is an added incentive for the toil. Exactly what does this program mean to the individual student?
It helped me to work under pressure, looking at what you are supposed to do within a very short period of time.
It's helped me believe that, yes, there was something more than just studying and passing exams.
I had this confidence in me, and this separated me from other normal students.
Learning to understand people, learning to be resilient. These all came with the quiz, and they've stayed with me till now.
I really got in touch with some special people with some great minds, because the quiz is there for great minds when it comes to science.
A platform for you to study much harder, represent your school.
You wanted to have the bragging rights, you wanted to make your parents proud, you want them to see you on TV, so you really work hard, and it also brings some healthy competition among the students.
Who are learning a lot from me, what I did on campus, and I think it's a plus for me.
What we do on stage is a reflection of what happens behind closed doors, because there's a lot of inputs that goes into what we do on stage. So the 2 people represent the knowledge that about 7 or 8 or even 10 people have.
It does not matter which part of the country their school is located. Preparation is the common denominator for all. The numerator, or the how factor, remains for the individual students to determine and carry out even before the team is affected. One can never know the real effort unless the contestant students tell it themselves.
In Pepper College, the quiz is given a lot of priority actually, because when you come to Form 1, you are picked up, they groom all of you, and then those who would prove by the end of their 3rd year, they will be selected to represent the school.
During our preparation, it was actually only one teacher who was really interested in this whole thing. He wasn't really a chemistry and biology type, so we had to invite some of our past contestants to help us. We had a lot of trial contests with other schools. We had a lot of internal contests. That was one-on-one amongst the contestants.
You would have to study what you are required to know, not just because you have to write exams on it, but because you would be required to produce a deeper understanding of it. So our teammates, who were very, very supportive, I must confess, would go the extra mile to look for things probably they didn't even know from foreign textbooks, from online sources, from even the books that we use, to just make sure that we were very well equipped for it. The teachers were also very supportive. They would come in anytime we needed anything at all.
We are given extra tuition sometimes with things above the syllabus. We sometimes close late at night. We do trial contests among ourselves, do trial contests with other schools.
We always had to come to school, we set up latest by 6 a.m. Then we spend our session with our trainer. Then after that, we join the normal class session. Then we close at 4. After 4, we spend at least an hour and 30 minutes with him again before we go home. After writing our WASI paper, we spent 1 month lodging in the school. And during this 1 month stay, we spent each day at least 20 hours of the day with him. We studied amongst ourselves. Then he taught us a little bit of what we have to know.
After prep ends, that's at 9 o'clock, they are required to stay for an hour and a half to prepare for regionals. Most of their work was done by us, as in the quiz team. We were 16 in number. We had those who were just contestants. We call them subject heads. they were in charge of teaching us the various subjects. As a Form 3 first time, we hadn't covered much of the syllabus, so it was the responsibility of the subject heads to at least finish something and come and teach us. If you had squad umbrella girls in your class, if there's a free period in your class, they are in charge of making sure that you don't sleep when the others are sleeping. You still have to push.
In the past, the contestants just made it to the first round of the competition. So we realized that maybe one of the ways to do that will be to have a science club. And the goal of the science club was to meet. We have trial quizzes to sort of sharpen our skills and then practice some shortcuts. We're also fortunate for because some of our teachers also bought into that idea. They were mentors of the club.
So our preparation starts from the onset, from Form 1. But then more focus will not be put on you because there would be other badges to be prepared to do the main competition. But you'll be taking on trial trips with your seniors to monitor how they answer questions, and you'll be trained alongside them. So in the end, by the time you reach Form 3, you'll be well equipped. And our training, we do it dawn, afternoon, evening, every time, in fact every time, because as a student you have the zeal and you want to prove to everyone that you are the best and you deserve to be chosen.
We started preparing during Form 2, so we were just going through past questions, learning on our own. But towards regional, of course, the preparation intensified. But it was mostly us learning on our own, combined with our teachers having classes with us. And then towards the national, it was really mostly just us learning. I remember I even got addicted to Rush energy drink because I was trying to stay up at night.
I worked hard for it. I would pray at dawn because I got to know that even in Pempe College, they were very good students. So you coming on top to represent the whole school, about 3,000, to be chosen as one of the best students, to represent the school on such a large scale, it means that there must be something extraordinary about you.
It was mostly specialization, of course. I was doing math and physics. My partner was doing biology and chemistry. Then we're just working, like the faster one work on speed, the person who memorizes works on memory and things like that.
When school was out of session, we had to go to school, and one of the mentors, Pearson Ahiawano, who was coaching us, will let us watch the past quiz competition, and then he paused the video for us to solve within the allocated time so that we work on our speed. And he was also very generous. The wife will cook for us, you know, and we always wanted to be there.
For the viewer, once the competition is over and the school has been crowned national champions, it's all over. But is that really the case? What then are some of the lasting benefits of the NSMQ?
Winning the quiz generally is a very good feeling, and it will give you a lot of morale to enter every situation with confidence and face problems that you didn't even expect to be able to conquer.
You need to work on your speed in the competition, and this translates when you take in standardized exams. You have to learn the necessary tricks. I've also made very good friends on the National Science and Maths quiz. So not only am I friends with my co-contestant from Adisado, but I have friends from Presec, Edem Jakpasu, who also lives in the States now, comes to Charleston regularly, and we have lunch together. It's been very, very beneficial. And let me also say this. I also met my wife through the National Science and Maths quiz program, and now we've been blessed with 2 boys.
Winning the competition made me meet a lot of personalities. Even I had the opportunity to meet the first gentleman of the nation. It was so amazing. Dining with Dr. Kavnado it was so fantastic. I learned a whole lot for myself, and that's one thing I would say I've really benefited, because the things I learned are the things that will propel me forward.
My school won the most outstanding team, and I won the national best female contestant for the 2017 National Science and Maths quiz. At least when you go for a National Science and Maths quiz, there are over 135 schools. But for Zuera Baba Mohammed to come out as the national best female contestant, it meant that my hard work was paying off.
Some qualities I believe have been boosted, like my confidence level, especially coming back from behind in a contest. I believe I'm a better person than I was before.
This time, I expect one of the smaller schools to get to the finals and then take the trophy.
Most of the students in the country want to do science just because of science and math quiz. And I think it's a plus for the competition. Happy anniversary.
Watch out for NSMQ 2018. It's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting. To the team from Infantipim for the year 2018, the ball is in your court. Just make history and make yourselves proud. I trust you guys.
Remember to pray hard, to work hard, and play hard. And you will either be the best or with the best. World Primus, welcome Primus. Up Santa Claus.
So put God first, study hard, don't stress out yourself, do things at your own pace, and make sure you are there to complete the questions.
Congratulations to NSMQ on being 25 years.
Once again, we are the only college in Ghana, and I'm proud to say I'm an Amanfo.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans. This ensures that you don't lose your full benefit during challenging financial moments. Prudential, always listening, always understanding.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold Synthetic Oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold Synthetic Oil.
Gold is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashene Pankasa. Gold, good energy.
I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond Mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond Mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.
The National Science and Maths Quiz is the longest running independent production on television. It's the one program that brings education authorities, teachers, allied staff, students, old students associations, and parents together in support of science education at the senior high school rank of the education ladder. The objectives of the National Science and Maths Quiz are to promote the study of the sciences and mathematics, to help senior high school students develop quick thinking skills and a probing and scientific mind about things around them, to promote healthy academic rivalry between senior high schools, to a lesser degree, keep old students still interested in their schools and encourage them to offer help to their alma mater, to inculcate a degree of science culture in the Ghanaian society for all to see science as a way of life. Let's take a walk down memory lane and see how far we have come in 25 years. The idea was not proposed at a national science fair or conference, but rather on the tennis court of the University of Ghana, Legon, where Mr. Kweku Mensah Bonsu, then managing director of Primetime, was at the court to play the game after his own heart with his playmate, the late Professor Ebenezer Kweku Awotwe, Professor of Animal Science. Mr. Mensah Bonsu was curious as to why birds could stand on a live electric wire without getting electrocuted, but human beings could not do so. From Professor Kweku Awotwe's explanation, Mr. Mensah Bonsu got the idea of a quiz program focused on scientific explanations behind everyday phenomena, in addition to the topics from the regular science curriculum for senior high schools. Thus, it all began 25 years ago, in April 1993. Since then, the National Science and Maths Quiz NSMQ has seen 22 exciting editions.
Selecting the quiz mistress and the gender was entirely my decision. So one Saturday evening after tennis, we were sitting in Commonwealth Hall senior common room, and then Marianne was there. So I just said, he said, you talk to Marianne. Have you spoken with her? I said, no, I'm going to talk to her. So I talked to Marianne. Then Dr. Marianne Addy, later Professor Marianne Addy. I told her about the program and that I needed a quiz mistress. I wanted a quiz mistress. And she said, but why me? I said, you, because you are a female scientist with a PhD. Can you imagine the impact that this would have on the children, especially the girls? That I want you to be the quiz mistress, whether you like it or not. In fact, I've selected you as a quiz mistress. And she had a good laugh. I said, okay, I'll do it. And then when Marianne was leaving the program after 7 years, and this time she recommended Eureka MFA Adumako. And the first time I met her, I said, well, of course, if you're called Eureka, that's a name that came out of mathematics. So then you are a quiz mistress. I met Dr. Kaufman at a program, and she and Professor Alote came to my office to talk to me about some mathematics competition or science, international science competition. And I went and talked to Dr. Awotwe. I've met her only once, but I think from the way she spoke and the way she carried herself. And Awotwe said, well, strangely, that's the person I was also thinking about. So I said, well, your job is cut out for you now. Our 3 quiz mistresses have all been great, I must say.
There would have been no excitement without very interesting and well-crafted questions. The nature of the competition requires that questions be of equal strength and difficulty at each stage of the competition. A team of consultants were selected to work on the questions. This is how the team was put together.
Then I got my friend Dr. Adanu, Komla Adanu, to do the physics. So Asameni for chemistry, Adanu for physics. Then for biology, Awotwe himself, Mrs. Kwaku. She put together a team to do the maths Now, beyond the first year of the competition, I got to know Dr. Douglas Edujemfi of the Maths Department. And Douglas agreed to be a part of the team. And since then, he's been a part.
The program was first recorded in October 1993 with the late Professor Marian Irama Ade, Professor of Biochemistry at the University of Ghana, Legon, as the quiz mistress. It was originally named the Brilliant Science and Maths Quiz, as Lever Brothers, now Unilever's Blue Soap Brilliant, was the sole sponsor of the program. The name was changed to National Science and Maths Quiz in 1998, when Brilliant dropped its sponsorship of the program due to change of management and policy direction. Amstel Malta from Ghana Breweries Limited, now Guinness Ghana Breweries Limited, took up sole sponsorship of the program from 1998 to 2001, when it dropped its sponsorship also for the same reasons. Next, the Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund, sponsored the program from 2002 until 2008. In 2009, Primetime took up the cost of producing and airing the program in the hopes of attracting sponsorship to help pay for the program. But this did not work out, as education clearly was not seen as a priority by corporate Ghana at the time. Consequently, the program was forced to take a 2-year break, that is 2010 and 2011. The program, however, was such an important event on the academic calendar of the senior high schools that it was sorely missed. Thus, students, teachers, and parents alike began clamoring for its return.
This program went into a lull because of a lack of sponsorship. And myself, Mr. Mensa Bozu, we met the Director General and we said this program must not die. So I'm glad that at least a company or a bank for that matter has found it necessary to partner with us to sponsor this program.
Thus, the number of participating schools was increased from 135 in 2014, and the regional competition
Welcome to the 2018 edition of the National Science and Math Quiz. This is the 18th 1A stage contest, and it's featuring St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School, SEKONDI College, and Anglican Senior High School, KUMASI. Let's meet the contestants. St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School. Oh, you may sit. St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School is represented by
final year. Final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, madam.
How are you?
Yeah, thank you.
Good. How are you feeling at the 1A stage of this year's competition?
Okay. We think this contest is going to be competitive enough, but we believe that we are going to come out victorious.
All right. I asked you about your feelings, and you're already talking about victory.
Okay, you are feeling normal.
You're feeling normal?
Yes, madam.
All right. Okay. So you are Cedar School. What did the seniors tell you? Animalia and Bright.
They told us to continue the good work that they did and come out victorious just like they did.
Okay. All right. Now, getting off for a little bit. What do you do outside of the science and math?
Okay. I play football.
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 Also football. Hey. So you are following the World Cup. Who are you tipping to win?
Germany.
Germany. Okay. All right. So this contest, you are feeling normal. I hope I'll get some excitement out of you.
Yes, madam.
All right. What else am I to expect?
Nothing by the best.
The best?
Yes.
Best wishes to you then.
Thank you.
SEKONDI College. SEKONDI College is represented by
Paul J.C. Abuaji, final year.
Mason Erasmus, final year.
You are welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, madam.
How are you doing?
I'm doing it.
You are coming to us from the prelims.
Yes, madam.
What happened there?
Okay. At the prelims, we met Ada Senior High School and Ekumfi Amel, but due to some one or two circumstances, we were unable to win that contest. And so we managed to sail through as being part of the top 18 highest scoring losing schools, and we are here to do something better.
Okay, something better. Okay. All right. When you're not doing science and math, what do you do?
I spend time watching football.
Watching football.
Yes.
Watching football. Oh, then this is your cocoa season. What's happening at the World Cup?
Oh, like since my team is losing, but so I know.
Your team is losing?
Yes, madam.
Oh no. Which team is that?
Argentina.
Argentina. Well, okay. Let's not dwell on that bad news. This contest, what are we expecting from you?
Only believe, all is possible. Only believe, then all is possible.
All right. Best wishes to you.
Thank you, madam.
Anglican Senior High School, Kumasi. Anglican Senior High School, Kumasi is represented by...
I'm Grobedi Granson, final year.
Sebo Eldat, final year.
You are welcome, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm doing well.
You are doing well.
Yeah.
Okay, you are also coming from the prelims. Yes.
Yeah.
What happened there?
The prelims, we met Binkum Senior High School and Nafana, and by the grace of God, we were able to qualify.
I see. And let me ask you, I'm asking everybody these days. Okay. When you are not doing science and math, what do you do?
Play football.
Play football?
Yeah.
Hey, you look like professionals. So.
It's true.
It's true. You play football professionally?
Yeah. Yes.
Hey. Wow. Okay, so then you must have professional information about what's happening at the World Cup. Who's winning?
Actually, my team is losing, so I've lost faith in following it any longer.
Which is your team?
Argentina.
All right. We won't dwell on bad news.
Okay.
So this contest, what are we expecting?
We've only held one thing with us through the prelims up to this stage, that we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us.
Okay. Best wishes to you then.
Thank you.
Viewers, we've met the contestants. These are football-loving people, all of them. Anyway, but this is about science and math. So we shall see what happens at the end of the contest. Before I sit down, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIB, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, MFA Jewelry, and Hoti Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana. And the Sci-Tech Fair 2018 was sponsored by GOIL, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, and Telo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and Joy News. This is a primetime production. My name is Elsie Fakofman. I'm your quiz mistress.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold Synthetic Oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold Synthetic Oil.
Goil, you're champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashwini Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
Contestants, as always, the contest comes to you in 5 rounds. The first round is the round for fundamental concepts. The questions are simple and direct, and I'm expecting simple and direct answers from you. If you answer your major question correctly, 3 points. If the question is incorrectly answered, it becomes available to the 2 schools, the other 2 schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If it's right, a bonus point. If it's incorrect, a penalty. 1 point deducted. For questions that require calculations, you have 30 seconds in which to provide your answer. If there are no calculations, you have 10 seconds to provide that answer. All of the questions are to be attempted once only. Best wishes to all 3 schools. This first set of questions will require 30 seconds of your time. And I have a preamble, a very short one, to all schools, after which I'll come to you, St. Thomas Aquinas. Preamble, evaluate, that's it. So St. Thomas Aquinas, 375 squared minus 125 squared. Yes, Kingsley.
125,000.
Yes. Anglican, with the same preamble. 775 squared minus 225 squared. Grandson.
550,000.
Yes. With the same preamble, 820 squared minus 180 squared. Abwaje.
640,000.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds, and I have another preamble. Preamble to all schools. Please listen carefully. Each school will be provided with a general molecular formula of compounds. From the formula, state the possible molecular geometry or geometries the molecule will possess and indicate if the dipole moment will be 0 or not. So you state the possible molecular geometry or geometries the molecule will possess, and for the geometry, you state whether the dipole moment will be 0 or not. 0 or not 0. All right. First choice, St. Thomas Aquinas. AX3. Boafo.
Okay. Madam, AX3 will have a geometry of trigonal planar, and any dipole will not be 0.
Two out of 3. The other possibility is trigonal pyramidal, and that has a non-zero dipole. All right. Anglican, AX4. Yes, Eldad.
Yes, madam, it will have a tetrahedral shape and the dipole will be 0. Tetrahedral shape and the dipole will be 0.
2 out of 3. The other possibility is square planar, and that also is 0. So you were right, but there was more. Okay. Secondary college. Yours is AX2. Yes, Erasmus.
It will have a geometry, a linear. It will be a linear molecule. It will have a geometry of being a linear shape, and the dipole moment will be 0. And also, it can also have a geometry of trigonal pyramidal, and the dipole moment will be 0.
No, I'm giving you 2 out of 3. Yes, linear and 0 dipole, that's right. The other one is bent and non-zero dipole. Next set, 10 seconds and a short preamble. When I get to your school, I will give you a part of the mammalian ear. State the function of the part I give you. All right, so St. Thomas Aquinas, tympanic membrane. Yes, Kingsley.
The tympanic membrane vibrates when sound enters the ear. So with this vibrate, they amplify the intensity of the vibration, which in turn is transmitted to the cochlea to produce the sensation of sound.
I'm giving you 2 out of 3. It receives sound waves from the air, receives. Then it vibrates and transforms the sound waves into vibrations. That means it makes it vibrate and then transmits to the ear ossicles. So it transmits sound from air to the ossicles inside the middle ear. With the same preamble, Anglican, Eustachian tube. Yes, grandson.
The Eustachian tube maintains balance and posture.
No. Yes, which of you? Yes, Erasmus?
It equalizes pressure on both sides of the ear. The Eustachian tube equalizes pressure on both sides of the ear.
Okay. Your major question. Ear ossicles. Yes, Erasmus.
The ossicles increases the intensity of vibrations of the vibrations and transmit it to the inner ear.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds, and I have a short preamble to all schools. Find the magnitude of the force of gravity between the given objects. That's the preamble. St. Thomas Aquinas, two 10.0 kilogram particles, 5.00 meters apart. Yes, Kinsley.
2.7 times 10 to the power negative 10 Newton.
2 out of 3. Do you know why? No. How many significant figures?
2.
How many expected?
3.
All right. I'll give the right answer in a moment after I go round. All right. Anglican. A 20.0 kilogram particle and a 40.0 kilogram particle, 2.00 meters apart. Eldad.
1.32 times 10 to the power minus 8 Newton.
That's incorrect. Yes, which of you, please? Kinsley.
2.68 times 10 to the power negative 8 Newton.
That's incorrect. SEKONDI College. A 10.0 kilogram particle and a 25.0 kilogram particle, 5.00 meters apart. Yes, Erasmus.
7.00 times 10 to the power minus 10 Newton.
Yes, go ahead, grandson.
6.67 times 10 to the power negative 10 Newtons.
Yes. I hope you finally got it. So for you, St. Thomas Aquinas, the right answer was 2.67 times 10 to the power negative 10 Newtons. Then the second one, Anglican. That was 1.33, not 32. 1.33 times 10 to the power negative 8 Newton. And then finally you got it right. Next, 30 seconds with a preamble. Find the value of x if consecutive terms of a geometric sequence are... I hope you got the preamble. All right. So St. Thomas Aquinas, x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 5. Waffle.
X equals minus 1 over 2.
Yes. Anglican, with the same preamble. X minus 2, x plus 3, x plus 6, Yes, grandson.
X is equal to -3/2.
That's incorrect. Please raise your hand for me. Yes, Kinsley.
X is 21/2.
No. The right answer is -21/2. Secondary college. With the same preamble. X plus 3, X minus 2. Abuaje.
X is equal to 6.
Yes. Next set 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Preamble. 5.4 moles of PCl5 were put in a sealed glass vessel and heated to about 400 Kelvin. At equilibrium, only 0.4 moles of the PCl5 were decomposed. The equation for the equilibrium reaction is as follows. PCl5 gas going to PCl3 gas plus Cl2 gas. Please, did you get the preamble? Again. 5.4 moles of PCl5 were put in a sealed glass vessel and heated to about 400 Kelvin. At equilibrium, only 0.4 moles of the PCl5 were decomposed. The equation for the equilibrium reaction is as follows. PCl5 gas going to PCl3 gas plus Cl2 gas. That was the preamble. So now, St. Thomas, calculate the Kc of the equilibrium at 400 Kelvin and give your answer in the scientific form. Yes, Kinsley.
3.2 times 10 to the power -2 mole per dm cube.
All right, that's fine. Anglican, with the same preamble. When the same experiment was repeated, but the vessel heated up to 500 Kelvin, 0.6 mole of the PCl5 was found to have decomposed. Calculate the new Kc for the equilibrium reaction and give your answer in the scientific form to 1 place of decimal. Eldad.
7.5 times 10 to the power -2 mole per dm cube.
Yes. Secondary college with the same preamble. Calculate the Kp for the equilibrium at 500 Kelvin if the Kc at that temperature is 7.5 times 10 to the power -2. For this calculation, assume R is equal to 8.0 joule per mole Kelvin. Yes, Abuaje.
What's it in Pascal? 2.88 times 10 to the power 2 Pascal.
No, I'm not accepting that. Yes, which of you? Yes, grandson.
300 Newton per meter square.
300. Next set, 10 seconds. St. Thomas, what is a taxonomic hierarchy? Yes, Kingsley.
Taxonomic hierarchy is the sequence of arrangement of organisms in groups based on common similar characteristics and common similar characteristics and common differences from less diversity to a more diverse organism.
1. It is the sequence of arrangement of taxonomic categories in a descending order during the classification of an organism. Anglican, what happens to the number of common characters as one moves up the taxonomic hierarchy? Yes, Eldad.
As one moves up the taxonomic hierarchy, the number of similar characters decreases.
Yes. Secondary college. What is a taxon? Yes, Erasmus.
Madam, this is a specific group that an organism, similar organisms with similar characteristics will belong.
1. A taxon refers to a taxonomic group of any rank, such as a species, family, or class. It's any unit used in the science of biological classification or taxonomy. All right, last set of questions, 30 seconds. St. Thomas, the end correction for a 0.280 meter pipe closed at one end is 2.00 centimeters. Determine the frequency of the fundamental mode of the pipe when the speed of sound in air is 340.0 meters per second. Yes, Boafo.
Okay. We have 540 hertz.
That's incorrect for a bonus. The right answer is 283 hertz. Anglican. Determine the fundamental mode frequency for a 0.48 meter pipe closed at one end if the end correction is 2.0 centimeters and the speed of sound is 320 meters per second. Yes, Eldad.
160 hertz.
Yes. Secondary college, last question. Determine the fundamental mode frequency for a 0.30 meter pipe closed at one end If the end correction is 2.0 centimeters and the speed of sound is 320 meters per second. Yes, which of you? Eldad?
250 hertz.
Yes. And that's the end of the first round. At the end of the first round, Secondary College has 13 points. St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School has 14 points. Anglican Senior High School KUMASI has 17 points. Well done, gentlemen. We have a long way to go. 4 more rounds. Let's work even harder. Round 2. This round is also known as a speed race. The questions in the round are directed to all 3 schools simultaneously. For an opportunity to answer a question, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, St. Thomas Aquinas? Thank you. Secondary College. Thank you. Anglican Senior High School. Thank you. If you ring and answer correctly on the first attempt, 3 points. On the second attempt, 2 points. On the third attempt, 1 point. If you attempt to answer a question and you are unsuccessful, you lose a precious point. For questions that require calculations, you have a maximum of 30 seconds to present your answer. If there are no calculations, you have a maximum of 10 seconds to do so. Best wishes, everyone. Next set of questions. The first one, 30 seconds. Consider the following bond energies, all in kilojoule per mole. Chlorine, single bond chlorine, 240. Hydrogen, single bond chlorine, 428. Carbon, single bond chlorine, 327. And carbon, single bond hydrogen, 411. Use the data to calculate the enthalpy change for the monochlorination of ethane. Yes, Eldad.
324 kilojoule per mole.
That's incorrect. The right answer is negative 104 kilojoule. Next one, 30 seconds. Use the following data to calculate the enthalpy change for monobromination of ethane. Bromine, single bond, 190. Hydrogen bromine, single bond, 362. Carbon bromine, single bond, 285. Carbon hydrogen, single bond, 411. Yes, grandson.
Negative 106 kilojoule per mole.
No. Did they make it? Yeah, go ahead. Which of you, please? Kingsley.
Negative 146 kilojoules per mole.
No. The right answer is negative 46 kilojoule. Next one. 10 seconds. The enthalpies of monochlorination and monobromination of ethane are negative 104 kilojoule and negative 46 kilojoule, respectively. What may account for this difference? Please explain your answer. Yes, Eldad.
Madam, this is because chlorine and bromine have different electronegativities. And then electronegativity also determines the quantity of energy required to break that particular bond. The dipole force between that particular halogen and then that carbon. So since going down the group, the electronegativity decreases. It implies that the BR has a smaller electronegativity.
Who rang next? Yes, Kingsley.
It implies that carbon-bromine bond has different energy, different bond energy compared to carbon-chlorine bond. This is due to the relative sizes of bromine and chlorine. And bromine has a bigger size than chlorine. So there's a polarity in the bond between the carbon-bromine bond. This causes it to have a very low bond energy compared to that of carbon-chlorine.
That's right. Next set, 30 seconds each. Find the range of values of x for which the binomial expansion of 1 plus 3x all raised to the power -1 is valid. Yes, grandson.
X is such that x is a member of real numbers, except x is equal to -1/3.
No. Yes. Kingsley.
The expression is valid for all real numbers of x.
No. Is a set of x such that -1/3 less than x less than 1/3, or x such that the absolute value of x is less than 1/3. Next one. Find the image of the circle x minus 1 all squared plus y plus 2 all squared is equal to 1 after reflection in the line y is equal to x. Yes, Boafo.
Okay, madam. The image of the circle would be y minus 1 all squared plus x plus 2, the expression squared equals 1.
Yes. Next one. The mean of two numbers is 25. One number increased by twice the other number is 79. Find the two numbers. Yes, which of you, grandson?
The numbers are 21 and 29.
Yes. Next one, 10 seconds. What causes the water column inside vessels and tracheids of xylem not to collapse during? Yes, which of you, Boafo?
Okay, madam. Due to the fact that water has high surface tension, the forces of adhesion and cohesion enables it to cling.
Yes. Next one, 30 seconds maximum. A segment of DNA has 120 adenine and 120 cytosine bases. What is the number of nucleotides present in the segment? Yes, which of you? Kingsley.
480.
Yes. Next one, 10 seconds. Which phylum of organisms could be identified with the presence of head, foot, and visceral mass? Yes, Kingsley.
Phylum Mollusca.
Yes. Last set. 30 seconds each. Find the focal length in air of a biconvex lens with spherical surfaces of radii 20 centimeters and 30 centimeters. The lens is made up of glass of refractive index 1.6. Which of you? Yes, Eldad?
100 centimeters.
That's incorrect. Please raise your hand. Kingsley?
25 centimeters.
No. The right answer is 20 centimeters. Next one. Find the gravitational field strength 25.0 meters from the center of a uniform spherical object of mass 5.00 times 10 raised to the power 5 kilogram and radius 50.0 meters. The right answer is 6.67 times 10 to the power -9 Newton per kilogram. Last one. A 0.5 kilogram sample of a substance absorbs 200 joules of heat when its temperature changes from 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. What is the specific heat capacity? Yes, Kingsley.
We have 8.0 joule per kilogram Kelvin.
That's incorrect. Who rang? Yes, Grandson.
80 joule per kilogram per degree Celsius.
Yes.
800 joule per kilogram Kelvin.
The right answer, this is going to hurt you. The right answer is 80 joule per kilogram Kelvin, not Celsius. And that's the end of the second round.
I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond Mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans. This ensures that you don't lose your full benefit during challenging financial moments. Prudential, always listening, always understanding.
At the end of the second round, SEKONDI College has 12 points. Anglican Senior High School KUMASI has 14 points. St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School has 24 points. Round 3. This round has the problem of the day. The problem of the day is a single question to all 3 schools. From the time I ask you to begin, you'll have 3 minutes in which to compose an answer to the problem of the day. The problem of the day is worth 10 points. Let's turn over our sheets and read the problem of the day together. Actually, put your pens down as well. Problem of the day. Some of the pollutants that are present in vehicular exhaust are CO, NO, and H2. H2 is produced from the reaction of H2O and CO. When CO, NO, and H2 pass through a catalytic converter attached to the exhaust chamber, the compounds are converted into harmless compounds before the exhaust is released into the atmosphere. The reactions are 1. 2NO plus 2CO going to N2 plus 2CO2. And 2. 2NO plus 2H2 going to N2 plus 2H2O. Use the given bond energies, all in kilojoule per mole, to estimate enthalpies of reaction 1 and 2. Compare your results and give one reason to justify the order of magnitude. So carbon triple bond oxygen 1072. Carbon double bond oxygen 799. Nitrogen double bond oxygen 607. Oxygen single bond hydrogen 459. Nitrogen triple bond nitrogen 942, and hydrogen single bond hydrogen 432. Contestants, this is your problem of the day. You may now begin. Please stop writing and present your answers. Where is your school name? School name. Pardon? You ran out of paper.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Gold is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashene Pankasa. Gold, good energy. When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure
Ready. Contestants, please pick up your notepads and present your answers on the board as you have them here. see that you are even struggling to see it yourself. And yet it has appeared nicely over there. Please go and put it like this. This illegible thing. All right. The contestants have presented their answers. Before I award the points, let's look at the suggested solution from the consultants. This is a problem in chemistry. So it's about exhaust fumes, which are pollutants. They're actually dangerous chemicals, dangerous compounds, CO, NO, and H2, which are not the best for us. So in order to remove them, you pass these gases through a catalytic converter, which is attached to the exhaust chamber of a vehicle, right? And then the compounds are converted into harmless compounds before the exhaust is released into the atmosphere. And we are given two reactions. The first one is 2NO plus 2CO going to N2 plus 2CO2. The second one is 2NO plus 2H2 going to N2 plus 2H2O. And then we are also given bond energies in kilojoules per mole. The first part is to estimate the enthalpies of reaction for the two reactions that have been given. And then the second part is to compare the results. Let's look at the first part first. Okay, so to calculate the enthalpies of reaction, let's take them reaction by reaction. And then, like I said, we're given all kinds of bond energies. I'm not going to go through all that again. All right, so for the first reaction, 2NO plus 2CO going to N2 plus 2CO2, there are certain bonds broken. So let's do this systematically. Let's look at the bonds broken, then we'll look at the bonds formed, and then we'll find the net result. So the bonds broken, we have 2N double bond O, and then 2 carbon triple bond O. So 2 each of those. So the energy required will be 2 multiplied by 607 plus 2 multiplied by 1072. If you do this correctly, these are bonds broken, so it's going to be positive, right? So we have a positive 3,358 kilojoules. Now the bonds formed. The bonds formed, we have 1 N triple bond N, and then 4 carbon double bond oxygen. So the energy given out, this is going to be negative because it's energy given out. It's negative 942 plus 4 multiplied by negative 799. This gives negative 4,138 kilojoules. So we are now ready to get enthalpy of reaction for the first reaction. The enthalpy of reaction is what we have calculated. The second calculation, negative 4,138 plus the first one, plus 3,358. And this should give you negative 780 kilojoules. The whole thing is worth 4 points. 3 points for the calculations, various calculations, recognizing how many bonds are broken, how many bonds are formed, and then 1 point for the final answer. Okay. For the second reaction, similar thing. So this time we have 2NO plus 2H2O going to N2 plus 2H2O. The bonds broken are 2 of the N double bond O and 2 of the hydrogen single bond hydrogen bonds. The energy required, therefore, is simply 2 times 607 plus 2 times 432, and this will give positive 2,078 kilojoules. Now the bonds formed, we have 1 N triple bond N and 4 oxygen single bond hydrogen. So again, the energy given out, which will be negative, is going to be negative 942 plus 4 times negative 459. And this gives negative 2,778 kilojoules. So we are ready to calculate the delta H, right? The delta H is 2,078 minus 2,778 to give negative 700 kilojoules. All right, so once again, this is worth 4 points. 3 points for the process, 1 point for the final answer. All right. Then the second part of this question is to compare the results and give one reason to justify the order of magnitude. The result is easy to compare, so I wasn't really looking for that. It's mainly the reason. So if you look at reaction 1, you see that it's more exothermic than reaction 2. Fine. The reason is that the formation of CO2 compound in reaction 1 will give out more heat because the C double bond O, that bond is stronger than the oxygen single bond hydrogen bond which you have in the H2O. So it's a difference in the strength of those two bonds. If you are able to give this comparison with proper explanation, 2 more points to give 10 points total. That is a suggested solution from our consultants. Contestants. Where do I even begin? SEKONDI College. For the first part, for reaction 1, you have the bonds broken. You have you have the bonds broken correctly, and you have the calculation. You actually started the calculation, and you actually have the 3,358 kilojoule, right? But you didn't get the bonds formed right. You didn't. So you are getting 2 out of the 4 there. When we get to the reaction 2, it's a similar situation. The bonds broken, fine. But you have issues with the bonds formed. So 2 more points. And then as for your explanation, no. So you have 4 out of 10. Anglican. Anglican Senior High School, you actually, you have the bonds broken. For the first reaction, you have the bonds broken correct. You have the bonds formed correct. You actually have, some of the values are actually right. I mean, I was impressed with how you were going about your calculation. Unfortunately, I don't know how you do your calculations at the last step, because when you get to that point, the final answer is not right. So you get, for the first part, you get 3 out of the possible 4. The second part, a similar situation. You have a similar situation. There's something going on with your calculations. Maybe you're not keeping track of your negatives and the positives properly. So at the end of the day, you have the bonds broken right, the bonds formed right, but then the final answer is not right. And so you have another 3 points. As for explanation, forget. So you have 6. St. Thomas Aquinas. For the first reaction, you do have the bonds broken, you have the bonds formed, the process seems okay, final answer is not right. So that's 3. Then for the second reaction, that one you had everything right. But explanation-wise, I don't think I like this explanation from you. And so you have a total of 7. 7 out of 10. That's the end of the problem of the day and the end of round 3. You may pick up your notepads. Presenting you with statements. When you receive a statement, please consider the statement very carefully and let me know whether it's true or false. If you are right, 2 points. If you are incorrect, you lose a precious point. You may choose not to respond, in which case that statement becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If it's right, 2 full points. If it's incorrect, there's that penalty. Best wishes to all schools. I'm starting with you, Anglican. Your statement. Nitrogenous waste products are eliminated mainly as urea in tadpoles and as ammonia in adult frogs. Yes, Eldad.
False.
You're right. Sekondi. Nitrogenous waste products are eliminated mainly as urea in both tadpoles and adult frogs. Abwaje.
False.
Yes. Nitrogenous waste products are eliminated mainly as urea in tadpoles and as uric acid in adult frogs. Yes, Waffle.
It's false.
Yes. It's actually eliminated as ammonia in tadpoles and as urea in the adult frog. Next set. Anglican. In an inelastic collision between two objects, the relative velocity before and after the collision are equal and opposite. Eldad.
False.
Yes. In an elastic collision between two objects, the coefficient of restitution equals unity. Yes, Abwaje?
True.
Yes. A collision between two objects in which the coefficient of restitution is less than unity is an inelastic collision. Boafo.
Madam, it's true.
Yes. Electrolysis of dilute NaCl and concentrated NaCl solutions using inert electrodes yields the same products. Eldad?
False.
Yes. In the electrolysis of molten alumina, cryolite Na3Al F6 is added to the alumina to increase the yield of the aluminium. Abwaje?
False.
Yes. In the electrolysis of CuSO4 solution using copper electrodes, the color of the solution remains the same throughout the process. Yes, Waffle?
It's true.
Yes. An equilateral heptagon is equiangular. Yes, Eldad?
It's true.
Yes. An equiangular duodecagon is equilateral. Abwaje?
True.
No, that's a false statement. An equilateral icosahedron is regular. Yes, Waffle?
Madam, it's true.
No, that's a false statement. The icosahedron is a polygon of 20 sides. All right. Anglican. In a dicotyledonous leaf, the xylem is beside the phloem. Yes, Eldad?
False.
Yes. In a dicotyledonous leaf, the xylem is surrounded by the phloem. Yes, Abwaje?
False.
Yes. In a dicotyledonous leaf, the xylem surrounds the phloem. Boafo.
That is true.
No, that's a false statement. The wavelength of a transverse wave on a stretched string equals the square root of the ratio of the tension in the string to its mass per unit length. Yes, Eldad?
False.
Yes. The frequency of a transverse wave on a stretched string is proportional to the square root of the tension in the string. Abwaje, go ahead.
False.
No, that's a true statement. Two strings of the same length and tension possess the same fundamental frequency. Boafo.
And that is false.
Yes. The oxidation states of fluorine in H2F plus and BF4 minus are the same. Yes, Eldad.
No, it's true.
Yes. The oxidation state of silicon in H2SiF6 is the same as its oxidation state in SiO2. Yes, Abwaje?
True.
Yes. The oxidation state of nitrogen in the ion H2NO3 plus is positive 6 plus 6. Yes, Wafo?
That is false.
Yes. Last set of statements, last set. The equation x squared minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0 has rational roots. Eldad?
True.
Yes. The equation x squared plus 3x plus 4 is equal to 0 has irrational roots. Abwaje?
False.
Yes. Last statement. The equation x squared plus x plus 1 is equal to 0 has real roots. Boafo?
That is false.
Yes. And that's the end of the fourth round. At the end of the fourth round, SEKONDI College has 26 points. Anglican Senior High School, KUMASI has 36 points. St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School has 41 points. Fifth and final round. In this round, I'm going to be reading out clues. Your objective is to solve the riddle. In order to solve the riddle, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, St. Thomas Aquinas? Thank you. Your SEKONDI College. Thank you. And yours, Anglican. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. On the second clue, 4 points. On the third or any clue thereafter, 3 points. There are 4 riddles in all. Best wishes, everyone. First one. I am a phenomenon in plants. I have been a subject of considerable research over many years. I am thought to be caused by the apical bud. Yes, Aldad?
Apical dominance.
You're right. The rest of the clues. I am thought to be caused by the apical bud producing IAA, auxin, in abundance, which causes the lateral buds in plants to remain dormant. I am used to describe the control of the shoot tip of plants over axillary bud outgrowth. And yes, it's apical dominance. They solved the riddle while I was reading the third clue, 3 points. Next one. There's something revolutionary about me. For a line segment, I am a cone or a frustrum of a cone. For a semicircle. Yes, Abuaje?
Net.
No. Who rang next? Yes, go ahead. Who rang first? Okay, go ahead.
Solid figure.
No. And you also rang. Go ahead.
Revolution.
Pardon?
Volume of revolution.
No. All right, so let me finish with the clues. For a semicircle, I'm a sphere. I am a solid figure. I am obtained by rotating a curve or a plane figure completely about an axis. So who am I? Okay, now people in the audience, what is it? Segment. Unbelievable. Anyone? The right answer is solid of revolution. Next one. I have a very interesting history. I was discovered in 1944, even before the element immediately before me was discovered. I am a transuranium element with 13 isotopes. Yes, Abuaje?
Plutonium.
No. I continue. Hey. Yes, Buafo?
Okay, madam. Uranium.
No. I continue. I am a transuranium element with 13 isotopes. I am probably the only element named after 2 scientists. Visible amounts of me, about 30 micrograms, as hydroxide were isolated in 1947. My pure form, which is silver in color, was only isolated as recently as 1951. So who am I? Which of you? Eldad.
Curium.
You are right. I read all the clues. I read all the clues. 3 points. Last riddle. Last riddle. I am a process in which radiation is emitted by excited atoms. The radiation emitted can have any direction, and there's no coherence between successive emissions. I occur without being initiated by photons already present. I occur without warning. So who am I? Yes, Kingsley.
Spontaneous emission.
You are right. At the end of the contest, here are the final scores. Sekondi College has 26 points. Anglican Senior High School Kumasi has 42 points. St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School has 44 points. Sekondi College, thank you for being here. Unfortunately, we must say goodbye. Best wishes to you. Anglican Senior High School Kumasi. Oh, this is so heartbreaking. Thank you for being here and for giving us such a great contest. You did really well. You should be proud of your performance. All the best. St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School. Congratulations on winning the contest. This was so close. So close. But you did it. Prepare, and I look forward to seeing you in the quarterfinals. Viewers, thank you for joining us for this contest. Please make your plans to be with us when we bring you Tamale Senior High School, Achimota School, and Apam Senior High School next time. Before we leave, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIB, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, MFA Jewelry, and Horti Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana, and SciTech Fair 2018 was sponsored by GOL, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, and Talo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and Joy News. This is a primetime production. Thank you for joining us this time, and see you next time. Bye.